Salud! I am here at the Casa de Cine, the House of Cinema in Mexico City. And there she is, Roma. We got to see Roma, the movie, here in Mexico City. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's up for 10 awards. And it was shot in this very district in Mexico City. We're in Roma right now. It could be the first time that a foreign film wins the Best Picture award. But it's also nominated for Best Foreign Film. So my prediction is it would win the foreign film over the Best Picture, but you never know. It was amazing to see Roma with a Mexican crowd. So what's interesting about Roma is it was shot by the director. The director was actually the DP. Apparently the DP he used to work with just didn't want to do it, or he had another engagement apparently. And so Alfonso Cuaron decided to film it himself, and he got an Oscar nomination for cinematography. One of the most exciting things about my trip to Mexico City, spending an amazing week with our filmmaker Atzin Ortiz Gonzalez. Atzin is an incredibly talented, passionate, articulate, engaging filmmaker. It was so fun to get to know him even more and see his city with him. Atzin also is a Roma fanatic. He loves it. He thinks it's fabulous. He did say it's a bit polarizing. People here either love it or hate it. But it's a beautiful film. It's set in 1970s Mexico City. Kind of a memory piece from the director. It's reflecting on his childhood growing up here. He wrote, directed, he co-edited it. It's really spectacular. There is a Roma craze here happening right now. People are flocking to the house in Roma that serves as the facade of the house in the film. Tourists come every day and take selfies there, do vlogs like the one I'm doing now.
The Oscar nominations got announced, so a lot of people just started to come here and take pictures, or at least that's what the ad said. But now that we're here, I do see that people are just coming here to maybe show some respect to it, or I don't know, just be crazy about, you know what, a Mexican movie might get recognized for the first time in a major category in the Oscars, because I mean in Latin America there are only two countries that has won the Oscar, which was Chile last year and Argentina twice. And I think Mexico is the second country with most nominations but no wins, or something like that. This is the facade that they use for Roma, because obviously nowadays Roma is the movie that everybody in Mexico is talking about. Obviously I was blown away by it, but I thought that a lot of people would definitely not connect with it, because it's not really a mainstream movie. It's really it has a very European vibe to it. It's very contemplative. It's really funny how the Mexican people have reacted to it.
Mil gracias, ¿eh?
De nada.
Órale, bye.
Well, now that I'm here, I'm just gonna like take a picture as well. Like, why not? You always see like planes in the movie, and it's kind of like a recurring thing, but it's also because like when you arrive to Mexico, this is the corridor where the airplanes go to arrive to the airport. There was a lot of backlash in Mexico by Mexicans that they were like, this is a piece of crap. It struck me the most because people would say that the story would resemble a really basic story about a maid. And when I got that argument, I was like, can't you see all of the terrible conflicts that are implied about how relationships in this movie work, like how the relationship with the maid and the family works, and how with the maid with the same people within her social status work. And I was like, you know what, if you don't see that, then this movie is definitely relevant because it's telling you that you don't really see what's wrong with society, with our society. I have a friend who works at this production company that Netflix is one of the clients. The Guía Roji is a guy that used to tell you all the routes from Mexico. So what they did was like they obviously use that brand and they will tell you all the places, well, some places that were very emblematic from the cinema, from the movie.
Where we were.
That's where we were, Tepeji 21. But see, it says Tepeji 21, but it's actually Tepeji 22. Now we need to come back when it wins at least the best foreign. I do think that it's gonna win best foreign language film, probably best cinematography, and maybe best director.
Roma, check it out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz.